We are live now. So I think I have shared the link with you. Kindly start.
Good evening, members. Welcome to the question and answer session of educating for today's session. As you are all aware, a notification has come regarding the verification of the GST registered persons. That is going to happen from 16th May to 15th July, 2 months period. And as you are all aware that we have to take care of the clients. We have to guide them by way of what are the things to be maintained and how the things has to be. Prima facie registration number and their address, contact number has to be displayed at the premises. So records has to be kept. Registration certificate has to be displayed in the premises. And other records, required records has to be kept. And we have to establish that the registered person is a genuine person and not a fake person. Otherwise, the registered person, our client, will be under trouble.
We should also we can talk, sir, regarding that new scrutiny module. Krishna sir, I would like to invite you to speak something about the new scrutiny model. So like that how the ITC should be taken, whether we should take the tax invoice or like books of accounts or something else. So Krishna sir, are you there? So kindly add your input, sir.
Yep. So, and another thing is also written scrutiny procedures, automated written scrutiny procedure is also being started. The backend team, that is officers, has been given information with the system scrutiny where the registered persons, just a minute, or the registered persons returns are going to be scrutinized from backend, and the system will give the information where there is a probability of risk evaluation, risk is there, and the system will prompt a notice by way of under the ASMT 10 to the registered person, and it is also a authorized way of giving the notice, and it will appear in the view additional notices for the registered person. So if registered person is not aware of that, the time limit is only 30 days for that to reply. One has to reply in ASMT 11 with the proper supporting and this required documents. After scrutinizing the reply, the assessing officer feels that it is okay, then the proceedings will be dropped by issuing ASMT 12. Otherwise, the proceedings will be taken up for audit or under section 73 or 74. Further proceedings will be initiated. I think the questions has come.
Okay, sir. Kindly take up the question. Thank you.
Thank you. Department is doing audit under section 65 and they raised some demands, and also demands and penalty on it. Yeah, if the audit proceedings they find any issues in the submissions or the returns for findings of the audits, they'll raise the demand. They'll issue the show cause notice, and if the proper reply is given, then it will be withdrawn. Otherwise, the demand will be raised, and it has to be taken up for further proceeding. If you are agreeing with the demand, you have to pay it. Otherwise, you have to go for the appeal. Penalty can be levied under section 73 or 74 sections. Minimum penalties are there that can be levied. Krishna sir, are you able to see that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I'm able to see.
Yeah. Would you like add some points in this?
Sir, if the department has identified some issues in the audit, then the penal provision will be added and demand the taxpayer to make a payment on it. Taxpayer can review it and then make a payment for it, or else he can also go against that order.
He is also demanded stock register. It is proper for GST number cancellation. He can, as per the records to be maintained under the GST Act, stock registers has to be maintained. And if proper records has been not prepared, maintained, or a sumo motu cancellation can be taken up if the registered person is found.
Ashish Migilani ji. Sir, please tell how we can protect ourselves from this scrutiny going on. Sir, we have to keep the books of accounts proper way, kind of sales register, purchase register, and the reconciliation of monthly return, then the registration board to be kept properly, the taxpayer additional place of business to be added properly. So in that way, we can, if everything is precise, we can avoid from the tax officer any issues.
Yeah, Mr. Raj, there are some miscellaneous income in the profit and loss account due to some creditors written off and asking to pay GST with interest and penalty. Please advise. No, not required, right? Creditors written back is a financial transaction and there is no supply involved in it. You can say that it is not required. Krishna sir.
We have shown email invoices in audit, but office is not agreed and they're asked for demand. Can we go and appeal? Kind of what email invoices? Is it related to purchase? It means the purchase, a copy of invoice should be with the taxpayer. Maybe you can take a printout copy of it also.
Yeah, digitally signed invoice copy is a proper invoice, tax invoice. It is valid invoice unless
Then you
otherwise
can
it
take
is
a
not signed.
copy of it and then keep it in your records.
You can produce it.
The officer cannot demand for it if it is a digitally signed invoice.
How can we maintain production and supplier register? Mr. Praveen Solanki, you are asking for maintaining the production of supplier register. You mean producing the maintaining of supplier register. All your suppliers, that is your creditors details has to be maintained. Creditor name, address, GST and number has to be maintained. A record as of suppliers details has to be maintained, and you have to produce that. I think it is clear, Mr. Praveen Solanki.
Is this scrutiny random or phased manner? It has been announced. Maybe the officers have identified a few of the taxpayers based on their returns. So in that phase, they can come and visit the office, taxpayer office.
Yeah, Krishna sir, I would like to add something in this. Return scrutiny is being done by the system. It is done by artificial intelligence, and a report will be given to the proper officer for invoking the proper action. After getting the report, the proper officer will raise the ASMT 11 and the further proceedings will start on that. ASMT 10, I'm sorry. Scrutiny of subsequent to scrutiny, ASMT 10 will be issued by the proper officer, not by the system. Is this scrutiny random? Yeah. Yes, for all regular Nilesh Agarwalji, stock register has to be maintained as per the records to be maintained under the GST Act. It has to be maintained. Department is going to Manohar Pawarji. For which period department doing scrutiny? It is started from financial year 1920 and it will be subsequent period. It will be a continuous process. Ishal Bansalji, can you take up Mr. Krishna sir?
Time period or time limit for scrutiny can be done by department. It is based on the notice received. See, the tax officer, after they get a pop-up, they may come and visit your places between this 1 month, from 16th May to 15th July. They may come by any time and then visit your office.
Praveen Solanki ji, REG 03, the additional REG 03 is required for stock registers. No, additional requirements for the registration process, REG 03 has to be issued, but REG 03 is not required. It has to be issued in a different form. Ishad Bansalji, but that the bookkeeping records up to 72 months. After that, case can be reopened. See, as per section 73 or 74, as per section 73, notice can be issued and within 3 years, and under section 74, it has to be for 4 years, it can be. But the records has been asked to kept for 72 months, that is 6 years, may not be required, notice may not be issued. Krishna sir, can you take up this? Any sale invoices serial change during year?
Unable to
Penalty
see
for not maintaining invoice.
unable to see the chat, sir. 1 second.
Okay, fine, I'll take up. No issues.
Uh,
Any sale invoices serial change during the, is it any penalty for not maintaining serial number? You can start any serial number in between, but it should be a unique number and you have to maintain it continuously. For example, you have started in the month of April with one serial number ABC001, and in between you feel like adding another sequence with DEF001. You can start it. There is no penalty. There is no penalty. There is no deviation from the act. Sanjay Gupta, is it compulsory to maintain purchase and sale invoices in additional place of business? Additional place of business, yes. For all the stock register has to be maintained. If you are issuing for selling from that place, outward supplies there, then you have to maintain the sequence there also.
So adding one more point also.
Yeah, please, sir.
If the head office is actually billing for the additional place of business, then the track record of movement of goods in and out to be maintained in the additional place of business, then the head office can directly invoice any sale which is got from the additional place of business.
Thank you, sir. Krishna sir, for adding the valuation. Yeah, Krishna sir.
Yes, sir.
Now this scrutiny notice has come. Procedure is going to start now for the financial year 1920.
Yes, sir.
So 1920 annual return due date was December 20, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So as per the December 20, from there December 23, all the procedures has to be completed. So
yeah,
90 days time is required for issuing the show cause notice.
Show cause notice.
So by that time means up to 30th September they can issue the show cause notice.
Yes, sir. Up to 30th September they can issue the show cause notice.
Yeah.
So for 1920.
For 1920. It's
yeah.
Very short span. People has to act very fast.
Yes. From the department end. So once the issue, yeah, from the department end, they have to issue the show cause notice. If it has been issued, then the taxpayer has to respond to it appropriately.
Yeah, there cannot be much time available for both the person,
yes.
as revenue as well as the taxpayer. Praveen Solanki ji has put a question. Special drive from 15/5/23 to 16/7/23. Which precautions are keeping at registered premises? Can you address this, sir?
Yes, sir. 1 second. Sir, as per the special drive, the GST certificate to be placed at the factory premises, and the taxpayer Aadhaar card and PAN card, and rental agreement, electricity bill, and signboard of that company, purchase bills and sales bills, bank account details has to be provided when the tax officer comes and visit the office.
Yeah. Can proper officer who is doing audit under section 65 also issue a CN under 73 or 74? Section 65 is audit proceedings, and it has to be concluded under 73 or 74. Am I right, sir? Krishna sir?
either 73 or 74 they can issue, but in the same way they cannot issue both the section, right? 73 and 74.
Any of the thing can be taken up.
Yes, any of the section can be taken, but not in the both the section can be issued as an SEM.
Section 65 speaks about audit procedures, and proceedings can be taken up under section 73. Same proper officer. Yes, he can take up. Yes, Mr. Nitin Sharma ji, the proper officer can do audit only with the authorization. The findings of the section 65 during the process of audit can be concluded by way of section 73 or 74, depending upon the situation, but both the sections cannot be involved simultaneously. Either he has to proceed under section 73 or 74 for recovery of short paid taxes.
Midun Das, sir, whether HSN put compulsory in B2C supply, HSN is not mandatory for B2C supplies.
Nitin ji, section 65 is only proceedings and conclusion will happen with 73 and 74. Recovery will happen with that. Ishad Bansalji, GSTN is suspended or buyer as a seller can be able to file GST or one of his invoice. No, GSTN is suspended of a buyer. As a seller can be able to file GST or one of his invoice. See, when during the suspension of the registration, will not be able to file the return as a B2C supplier. We have to convert it into B2C and we have to file. Once the registration is active, we can amend the invoice and pass on the credit. Praveen Solanki, please inform me recently decision regarding CGST rule 9610 Cosmo Film Limited regarding refund. How to do merger of distinct persons so that payment of GST Praveen Solanki will take up this question later, as we have to refer the case law. And regarding this one also, how to do merger of distinct persons so that payment of GST and claim thereof can be legally avoided, keeping in mind ARR decision of Crystal Corp Protection Limited and Projo Full ITC in Rule 28. Can an officer take action against client for provisional attachment bank or property under section 73 or 74? Manoharji, the 73 and 74 is recovery proceedings. If it has been not paid by the taxpayer, then recovery proceedings can be initiated by the proper officer. Any limit of cash payment to creditors in GST for exempt supply? In GST, there is no bar in making cash payments in any transactions. It is barred under the Income Tax Act, Manmohan Singh ji. So you have to refer to the Income Tax Act for the provisions. It is not there in the GST Act.
Online tax update.
The
Whether buyer need to reverse ITC on return of goods to supplier after November cutoff. Supplier will raise credit note without GST on receipt of said goods. Absolutely, the buyer has to reverse the ITC for the credit note given by the supplier, even though without GST, the buyer has to reverse the ITC if he is returning the goods.
registered person supply MEIS certificate under exempt supply. Which kind of common ITC reversal under Rule 42/43? Common ITC, reversal of common ITC comes under Rule 43. 42 is that like room rent, office rent, mobile bills, auditor consultant fees, such type of common ITC has to be reversed. How do we know the client is issuing fake invoices? What point we should remind as a consultant? We will not be knowing whether it is a fake invoice or a genuine invoice. Only the purchase supplier client will be knowing it, and you can make a preliminary review of the invoice with a proper e-way bill is there, and document has come, and the checks given by the like entry in the stock register, entry by the security of the security check into the premises of the registered person, that is a client. But if it has been intentionally done by the client, the taxpayer, then it will be very difficult for the consultant to identify that it is a fake invoice or a proper invoice.
Yeah. Okay. Correct.
Praveen Solanki, for MES, it is a certificate earned by the exporter for example, exports made. So there is no ITC involved in it. So there will not be any reversal of ITC under Rule 42 or 43. Compliance rating is going to applicable soon. May not be, sir, because here involves the disclosure of the taxpayers, privacy of taxpayers is getting disturbed, which is protected under the Constitution. So it may not be coming in picture. It may not be going to come. For that reason only alternates has been given, that written filing table has been filed or not, within the due dates or not, that tables has been given. And another table after logging into the particular taxpayer, there's another table is available along with the written filing table. The tax paid percentage is being shown. If tax compared to GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B 100% tax has been discharged, then it can be presumed that the taxpayer has been genuinely paying that. Maybe trial run they are doing it. One is because what a statement I have told, it is addressed in the GRC meeting, Grievance Settles Committee meeting. So it has been told like that. That is the reason I have replied it that way. So maybe Karnataka state is getting an exception. Let us wait and see how it is going to happen. Ishan Balsalji, Rule 37 speaks about the non-payment to the vendor as within the 180 days from the date of invoice. ITC has to be reversed along with the interest if it is utilized, because section 50 says interest has to be paid when the ITC is utilized. If it is not utilized, interest may not be paid, but it is a litigative point. And once the payment has been made to the vendor, it can be reclaimed. And another reclaimed, and it can be reclaimed in proportion also. For example, 1 lakh invoice is issued and 18,000 is GST is there, and it has been not paid, and you have paid 11,800 in one installment. You can avail the 1,800 as input tax credit on payment basis, as in the when in the month it has been paid to the vendor.
Sir, adding one more point also, till September following year, the recipient can avail it if the supplier has not filed the GST 3B, then he has to reverse it.
Yes.
So he can reverse it. The time duration also been given. And the next question: how can we cancel the invoice after 24 hours? Sir? E-invoice cannot be cancelled after 24 hours. We have to issue a credit note only for that. Supplier not filed the GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. Supplier is not filed the GSTR 1 means in that the ITC will not reflect in the GSTR 2B of the recipient. So he may not available to take that ITC. After 1/1/2022, any ITC which is reflecting in GSTR 2B only, the recipient has to be considered.
But receiver has made full payment. It is at the risk of the recipient.
That's right.
Krishna sir, will you take up this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In this case, refund applied for rupees 100 rupees, out of which 95 is received as a refund and 5 is rejected. Department is not doing recredit of the 5. Whether department is right in this holding, sometimes it may happen, sir. The refund cannot be given as the full 100%. So the 95%, see, it depends upon the officer, but in general, refund amount will not be given in full value actually as you applied for it. Based on the information scrutinized by the tax officer, he may identify the pros and cons, and then he would have sanctioned the amount. But you can ask, sir, why? What is the reason why that amount has not been given in full? You can ask.
If rejected ITC or refund application is rejected, then it has to be credited back to the electronic credit ledger by the proper officer.
Yes,
You
yes.
can ask for that.
Obviously, that
It cannot be held back in
yeah.
a hanging situation. Sir, March 2020 GST 3B was filed on 15th December 2020. Department issued notice to reverse ITC under section 16(4) time limit. Sir, should we have to reverse it or any remedy available? Sir, regarding this, you can challenge, but you have to challenge the section 16(4) itself. So it will not, it is, to my knowledge, it may get settled at the Supreme Court level, Honorable Supreme Court level. So if the client is ready to litigate to that extent, then you can plan for litigation. It is not such easy to get out of this section 16(4).
In general, the ITC to be claimed on or before November.
Yeah,
So,
as per this thing that
in the given case, he has filed this return on 15th December 2021. So, as per the department view, it is right, but he may go for further proceedings.
further litigation, it can be litigated. This option is available, but at the risk of litigation cost bearing capacity of the client, you have to.
Yes, correct.
Whether cross charge is compulsory for an employee in head office giving advice to branches. Yes, sir. Head office cost supplies has to the branches has to be cross charged. So it is Ishan Banjali has given a question. We are giving gold coins to our customers. Can we claim the ITC on that? No, sir. ITC is blocked.
ITC is blocked. We are making some advertisement expenses as banners, etc. Can we claim ITC? Yes, if it is the furtherance of business, then you are eligible to claim the ITC for it. So can rely on case law of ARP and Co relating to section 16 subsection 4. Sir, sir, as per the department, the notice is right. But if you go for a litigation and go for a further proceedings, then you are eligible to do that, sir.
Yes, sir. Krishna sir, regarding this case law, if the facts of the case are same, then you can rely on that. Otherwise, you have to make your own standing for the case.
Yeah.
It is ITC not appearing in 2B, but all conditions of section 16 is satisfying. Can we claim ITC? Sir, from 1/1/2022 onwards, it is mandate for claiming the ITC to appear in section in GST or 2B. So if it is ITC pertaining to the period after 1/1/2022, then it is mandate. There is no option available. Krishna sir, just check up at your end. There's any alternate device is open. Just check it up. YouTube is muted or not.
Yeah, it's muted, sir.
Okay. Mr. Venu Prabhu is asking that echo is happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, Otto.
Mr. Ishanji, rate structure No idea, sir. It's that it has to be decided by the council and it has to be approved by the board. So whatever is the news, we are not aware of it. Dear members, thank you. Thank you for being part with us for this question and answer session this Sunday evening. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for everyone.